Hello everyone, Ramsey here. Lunch break video, review video. Sitting here at the park, it's pretty nice out. Wanted to talk about a book that I read pretty recently, The Color of Magic by Terry Pratchett. I got some stats here for you, I'll read those out. This edition is where I'm getting my stats from Wikipedia, so hopefully it's adequate. But I actually have this cover. I'll show a picture of it at the house. Supposedly, in 1983, there was only 506 copies of the book published at that time. There's been a bunch more now, reprintings, things like that. There's actually been like a TV film kind of thing done. So there's a lot of Color of Magic stuff going on. It is the first book in the Rincewind trilogy. It's the first book in Discworld that he wrote. So kind of the big start. I was excited to get to it. Pratchett described it as an attempt to do the classical fantasy universe what Blazing Saddles did for Westerns. I like Blazing Saddles. So it was published November 24th, 1983, 37 years ago. All right, so we'll do a quick summary, and then I'll give you my thoughts on it. All right, so the story begins in Ankh-Morpork, the biggest city in Discworld. The main character is the incompetent wizard Rincewind. He is hired as a guide to a man named Twoflower. He is an insurance clerk from a different empire. He comes in kind of flashing a bunch of money, a bunch of gold. People are wanting to take advantage of him. So Rincewind is kind of a coward, trying to get away from him, but he gets kind of, all the people in town are like, look, you need to keep an eye on him because he's good for tourism. He's making a bunch of money for the city. You got to keep him safe. And Rincewind, being a giant coward, hilarity ensues. He has a giant chest. I think that eventually the chest is called the luggage, but right now it's just a chest, a semi-sentient chest with a bunch of feet. And it's a lot of fun to watch as the story goes along. Twoflower is then kidnapped. Rincewind has to go rescue him. The luggage, basically indestructible, kind of does most of the rescuing. So they head out of Ankh-Morpork and start traveling because they're like, oh, it's not safe here. I'll show you the rest of Discworld. You know, they get out of the city. Unbeknownst to them, they then become pawns in a board game played by the gods. There's some funny stuff with a magical picture box where there's a tiny demon in the camera that's drawing the pictures. That's really, really cool. They go to Wormburg, which is an upside-down mountain, which is home to the dragon riders who summon their dragons, but the dragons are creations of your mind. So your dragon is as good as your mind is, like as good as you can imagine it. So the farther they got away from the guy who was thinking of the dragons, they got less and less corporeal, I guess you could say. They got less and less real as they kept going. Oh, along the way, they pick up a barbarian. This was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Then they get rescued by a sea troll as they almost fall off the world. They're caught by the circumference. Okay, so Discworld is a circle, right? And there's a fence that goes around the edge of the world called the circumference. I found myself going, like, it's just a good joke. Like, it's a good joke. Try not to spoil everything here. They end up getting shot off the side of the world, and that's where the story ends. Luggage keeps following them because luggage follows them everywhere. Man, I really had fun with this story. I knew Rincewind was kind of a cowardly wizard. I didn't realize Twoflower was part of the story. Twoflower is, like, the main export from his city is gold. So he's got these giant gold coins. And if you know anything about Discworld, if you show that you have money in Ankh-Morpork, you're gonna die. Like, they're criminals are gonna find you and kill you. But because his money's in the luggage, which will eat you if you try to steal from it, his money is safe. And like, just the hilarity of, I think my copy was like 180 pages. I know some of the other copies are like 230, 240. But I've got that older cover, I showed you the picture of. And I mean, it just, So much was packed into such a and he just packs so much into a small space. I mean, there was just you never stopped. You know, they meet the barbarian, they do this, they go out of town, they, you know, meet dragons, they imagine dragons, they all kinds of fun and interesting things that they do. You know, they find their way out of these difficult situations. They get help from the gods. They get cursed by the gods because they're not playing the board game the way they want them to play. I mean, it was hilarious. It was so much fun. So I'm going to keep going with the Discord books. I really, really enjoy them. I know this is a short review, short book. Go check it out. Go read it if you haven't read it. Tell me what you thought of it if you have read it down in the comments below, or hit me up on Discord. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel because I am done with this video. And I will catch you guys next time. See ya. Bye.